What's going on, guys? I'm Jay the Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about NFL player Travis Kelce. Apparently, he broke up with his melanated girlfriend Kayla Nicole. Okay? And apparently they unfollowed each other and deleted pics of each other. Now she's leaving. Now this isn't a situation that I can say I didn't see coming. If you look at her IG post, she's getting very radical in some posts in her beliefs about black people and oppression, all those things. I want y'all to understand that stuff matters. When y'all try to get radical in these relationships and you realize that that person is not really with it, it will cause a bit of a rift. But the talk is that he messed around with a Caucasian female. And Travis being Caucasian himself, I'm telling you why that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem because when you are a Caucasian guy and you're dating a black female, she probably will care less if you cheated on her with a black female than with a Caucasian female, because I truly believe that there are melanated females who have an inferiority complex when it comes to Caucasian females. Okay? And there were rumors that he was dealing with other women before. I believe it might have been either earlier this year or late last year. And she shrugged it off. She even posted about it, which lets you know that it was on her mind. It was kind of bothering her because she never would have spoke about it. So obviously there may have been some truth to it, because now you're breaking up with him, you're deleting his pictures, you're unfollowing him. So obviously something happened. And the fact that people are saying that it may have been with a blonde lets you know that when you look at the race of the particular female, that's what's going to drive the wedge. Now I want y'all to understand about Kayla, okay? Let me let y'all know why she was all in on Travis. Now, according to her, she met Travis through Instagram. I guess he would comment on a lot of her posts, like her posts. She ended up DMing him first. He never DM'd her. She DM'd him first on some "what's up?" How are you? You liking all my pictures, you know? And that's how they ended up dating. She contacted him first. She was intrigued by him first. She's like, why is this Caucasian guy liking all my pictures? And that's another thing too. Now, I don't know how long ago this was. This might have been last year. I don't know why. I was on her page randomly. And she had, I don't know, I think somebody tagged me. I think somebody either sent me her post or they tagged me on Instagram. She was promoting IR couple emojis, which would have a Caucasian guy and a black female. She was promoting these emojis. And I noticed that people were giving her a hard time about it in the comment section. And that was early, I believe, in a relationship. No, it might not have been early. I think they've been together for a little while. They haven't even really committed to each other as far as getting engaged or married, but she's already promoting these IR emojis, these interracial emojis. And I'm saying to myself, looking at this like, wow, she must really be all in on this guy. And yes, I truly believe she's with this guy because of the color of his skin. Because who else, what brother do you know is promoting IR emojis? IR emotes with Caucasian women. Do you know how that dude would get canceled? He would get dragged all over social media for that. But then not one peep from anybody. But anyway. And also, I looked at her posts, especially from early June. She was on this tick early June, posting up all these posts about BLM, about black people and oppression. Meanwhile, she is laying up with a Caucasian guy every day. And I don't know what it is. Like, if you look at my live streams of the last month or so, and I talked about a few females, melanated women who are very pro-conscious and pro-black, BLM, but they date Caucasian men they ended up breaking up with because those guys ended up not liking black people, and how they can be so conscious and so woke, but they are dating men who are the opposite of that. This is what happens once again when you put people on a pedestal, okay? I believe she put him on a pedestal so high that he wanted to get from it. You know? And I will say this about Travis, though. Travis is one of these Caucasian guys that wants to be down. He seemed like a cool guy. I'm not gonna trash him, but he just seemed like one of those guys who grew up around black people. Probably went to but one of those guys that's constantly around black males and sort of pick up habits and emulate them, so to speak. And he may date he may date black females for a while, but at some point he's gonna want a blonde or a Caucasian brunette. And that could have been the case in this situation. Now, I know that some people aren't gonna want to hear that, but that's the reality. That's what happens down the road. Okay? And I believe the reason why this time she decided to leave Travis is because he ended up getting with a Caucasian female. And she probably had proof of it. It was probably one of her friends. When a guy wants out of a relationship, even though you take him back or you stay with him if he's dealing with other women, is that they will become more brazen with their disrespect by sleeping around with different women. But what happens is that they really want out that relationship, they will start getting with your friends. They will start getting with women that you know. And I believe that was the case. I believe he wanted out of that relationship. I think she wanted a commitment, and he wasn't really down with that. She wants to hold a black fist in the air, and he ain't really about that. Doesn't mean that that he doesn't support the movement that's going on with black people. I just think that he was over the relationship. And what's funny is that when you go to his page, right? You go to his page, the last post he put up was July 21st. It's her sitting on his lap, right? And that could have been like 2 weeks ago? And she's on his lap on a boat, and then they break up. You got to ask yourself, what could have happened in that amount of time to break that relationship up? What happened was, I think he wanted out. He wanted out of that relationship, and he did something that he knew there'll be no coming back from. Now, he still has a post or two of her up with him. So I think it's more of on her end than his. But again, what could you have done in that short amount of time to get her to want nothing to do with you? I think it had a combination of a bunch of things, a couple things. You have a situation where you have a female who's becoming radical in her beliefs, and she's probably talking to you about black people and, the problems with Caucasian people. He's probably okay with it because he's one of these white dudes that want to be black. He want to be down. So he's cool with it first. But you get tired of hearing that. You get tired of hearing that. So he's like, man, how can I get out this relationship? So he needs to go to the one person that understands him more than anybody. It's that Caucasian female. Also, I think commitment as well. I truly believe that Kayla wants a ring and he ain't producing it. He don't want to marry her. Now, I could be wrong. He could end up marrying her. But I just think right now, he ain't trying to marry her. The football season is starting, and he's like, listen, I can't focus on you right now. I need to focus on the season. And then you got females, man, they don't like that. They want you to focus on them no matter what. I think she wanted that ring. She wanted to complete this IR, relationship, make it come full circle. And he just ain't ready for that. Then you got him possibly getting with this Caucasian female. You got her with these beliefs. BLM, just go to her page, man. She has, if you go to her page, she has a you know how you can park your stories on your page? BLM. And it's like, I don't care how down these Caucasian guys are. They don't want to hear about oppression. They don't want to hear about, melanated people this, melanated people that. They don't want to hear that. Especially from somebody that they know is a complete hypocrite. And put themselves in that situation by pedestalizing somebody's skin, which is what she did. And it came back to bite her. Because she realized no matter how all in she is on this, no matter how understanding the guy that she with is, it's still not going to produce what she wants. And what I think above anything, what she wanted was that validation of being with this Caucasian guy. What she wanted was a ring, and also she wanted him to not have any interest in Caucasian women. And what she realized, that's not the case. And I think that he did that on purpose, because you got to ask yourself, y'all on vacation on a boat 2 weeks ago, how can things devolve to where it is now? It devolved because he wanted nothing to do with her like that. He wanted to get away from all this ring talk. He could still get back with her. I mean, he didn't delete all the pictures of her. He may not be following her, but I think he just wanted her to take him off that pedestal, because men don't want to be pedestalized. I'm sorry. When a guy feels smothered, when he feels like you're way more into it than he is, he's going to do subtle things in order to sort of push away, because no man wants to be pedestalized. Only a narcissistic guy wants to be pedestalized 24/7 by the woman that he's with. Men like a challenge, man. Men like a challenge. That doesn't mean that they don't want a woman who is committed to them. They just don't want a woman who's putting them on pedestals around their friends and families, saying weird things, because Kayla has a weird vibe to her. It's just a weird vibe that she has to herself, man. And I think he understood that, and he like, man, I can't commit to this person, and he didn't. And that's why they ain't together no more. And also, now Travis and Kayla were engaged, okay? From what I'm seeing, I guess they were quote unquote engaged. And I still believe, as I spoke in this video, that because he may be unwilling to marry her, that could definitely cause this situation to dissolve very quickly.